All right, so I wanted to make a update on the general state of the network and where we're at right now. The first things first, the uh, primary network DHCP router is down right now, I'm running on a backup system. It's not great, but it works. We continue to work through this. I have open tickets with support trying to figure out what's going on, but overall, we'll slug through it. But one of the things that I wanted to do was to briefly talk about the general state of the network and kind of where we're at right now. So let me switch cameras here. And all right, so what we'll see here is I've got to the greater world, I have the 1 gig Verizon Fios pipe, which is 1 gig up and down. Very, very useful. I'm super happy with that. Um, it really opens up a lot of avenues for just general purpose. Instead of being constrained by a cable modem, which has really, really bad upload speeds, this lets me upload faster than I can really work with. And so the next component in here is going to be the router, which traditionally has been the Plume system. And that is possibly going away. So I may go with a TP-Link system instead. I need something with a little bit more control. The other runner-up is the Ubiquiti system, but I'm not sure if I want to make that jump just yet. Yeah, it may be better in the long run, but for right now, I think I'm gonna stick with more consumer grade stuff rather than the Ubiquiti stuff. And then so this is a little bit misleading, but this ports down into the main um, Netgear switch. And so the Netgear switch is our mix of four um, 2.5 gig and four 10 gig and two SFP 10 gig networking ports. So this is a 10 port switch overall. And As of a couple of days ago, I had this completely full. Now I've kind of redone the network and I'm not using anywhere near as many ports on it now. This traditionally backhauls to the access points in the Plume mesh system. And so those are the 2.5 gig outputs that are going to various meshes. And these meshes hold the vast majority of the connections. So this is laptops, tablets, phones, smart home automation stuff. All of those good things usually live on those Wi-Fi connectors. They're not huge data hogs or anything like that, so traditionally they're a pass-through on the Wi-Fi system. The other one that kind of hangs off of here as well, which now that I'm looking at this, I need to put one more switch in here, but I hang the printer off of this as well. And so this is the big Epson printer for my photographs. And then, so what has changed recently in the network is the move to the 100 gig networking switch. And so you'll see over here, we've got the MikroTik 100 gig networking switch, and that is connected back using a DAC cable that breaks out a QSFP port into an SFP port. And so that gives me access back to the greater network. That took a little bit to kind of figure out how to make all that work, but now I've got a good solid throughout, back up to the outer world When I first installed it, I didn't have that, and so I was just using the management port to pass everything back through, and that was pretty rough. It is not supposed to be used that way, but it made it do in a pinch, at least to get IPs assigned to all of this stuff. And then, so this passes the two 100 gig networking switch adapters into the main rig, and then to the TrueNAS file server. And so those now have a 100 gig path in between them, and then a 10 gig path to the greater network, and a 1 gig path out to the wider web. So this is a little bit convoluted, but I just kind of wanted to throw this out here. This is kind of the base principle of what I'm working with for the current network. So, yeah, and otherwise, the Move and Cool unit is working really well. It is significantly cooler in here now, and that has made a very large difference in the livability of the space. I've still got a couple of other tweaks that I need to continue to make, but for right now, stuff is really, really moving along quite nicely. The other one that I'm going to start looking into is seeing if I can tidy up the rack. That may be one that a lot of people have questions on, is why I haven't shown the rack off that much, and it's mostly due to the fact that it's not very pretty right now. It's very much so just form over function over form right now. So once I kind of get a handle on it and get everything a little bit more stable, then I can start looking into making it, instead of a spaghetti factory, just, nice, clean cable paths and stuff like that. But that's a project for a future time, and we'll go from there. So this has been just a quick update on the general state of the network, where we're at right now, and I don't really have any future projects planned right now, but we'll stay tuned on that and see if there's anything else that pops up.